Hello and welcome to Odd Sock Comics. This is my new comic book day haul for February 13th, 2019. It's the day before Valentine's Day, and nothing quite like spending a bunch of money on books instead of on a Valentine's Day gift. Now, I already had my Valentine's Day gift organized long ago, so this wasn't that big of a deal. But just want to start off, get right into it today. So first of all, I've got to update on the contest for Power Girl. I'll throw that up really quickly. So we have 8 entries. When we get to 10, I'll do the drawing. Hopefully that happens within a week. Just keep them coming. If you have not signed up for this contest or entered the contest, take a look at the link that's going to be below in the video description. Click on the link. That'll take you to the contest video. All you have to do is like the contest video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the contest video, and that'll be an entry. Just need 2 more, I'll do a drawing. There's going to be 10 or just a couple more than 10 potentially. And so that's pretty good odds. If you're going to be 1 out of 10, that's about as good odds as you'll ever see for a contest. So sign up, and all you have to do is the winner will send me your address and I'll send this to you. You don't have to pay shipping or anything like that. It's just a giveaway that I've wanted to do for a while. Share the fun comic books out there. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my pick of the week, and it was Murder Falcon number 5. And this is the heavy metal homage. This is the Yngwie Malmsteen cover. I was confused last week when I got my the 2 heavy metal covers that I had missed. The one that I said was Yngwie Malmsteen is actually Bolt Thrower. Thank you to the person that corrected me on that. I know that there are people out there who know much more about heavy metal than I do. I enjoy it. I am not a connoisseur by any means, but I do think that it's fun, and I do love the way that this book has incorporated that. Now, this book was a lot of fun, and the great thing about it is it's very much an adult book, and I don't mean that in an adult way. I mean that it treats you like an adult. It's fun. It plays on kind of heavy metal tropes. To me, it feels like Power Rangers, which is fantastic. Takes me back to my age growing up. But at the same time, there's character development. They treat each other like adults. There's not a lot of forgiveness and deeper conversations and things going on, the way that adults talk to each other. Or at least in my experience. And I appreciate that, and I like the way that this book has come together. It's way underrated. This is one of the best books out there. I wish it got more, a little bit more press, a little bit more attention, because it is fantastic. So to the creators, who I'm actually not even sure who they are, that's something that I need to look in. Bravo, this is fantastic. Love the book. We're on book 5. I'm going to keep going with it. I know the story keeps going, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's my pick of this week. All right, I've got a few other books that I read. Let's go next to Electric Warriors number 4. Now, Electric Warriors, it's a 6-part mini-series. It is not popular at all. Nobody's talking about it. And it's just kind of an interesting concept. It's very science fiction, and this continues on. It's got some kind of common tropes of science fiction, and the compromises. There's some dogs barking. Those are my dogs. I realized that there's a lot of side sounds going on here. I'm going to be working on some different setups here for my videos, but anyway, there's dogs right outside my door. But Electric Warriors, I've enjoyed the story. I'm going to go all the way through all 6. I don't know where it's going exactly. But like I said, it's science fiction. It's set far in the future. They have some references back to superheroes of today, and that's interesting. It kind of builds on this, like, there's always a sacrifice in any utopian solution, which I like that idea, because that's very much a reality. Nothing is quite as good as it seems. There's enough creepy characters in this. There's enough fun characters. There's enough action. It's all really good, so I enjoyed that. All right, next up, I have The Batman Who Laughs, number 3. I got to say, I'm not a huge fan of this, and I've kind of had trouble with Scott Snyder's writing style. He's a little bit too overly planned, and he keeps all these details and has these twists all built up. And I just don't really like his style. I'll just be honest. I read through all of Dark Knight's Metal. I guess it was just Metal. Read through all of those, and it was a little too out there for me. And this is obviously a continuation from that. But this was a very cool cover. It's going to go with my Batman Who Laughs covers. I've got most of them. And it's Federici. And he also did the Wonder Woman covers a while back for The Witching Hour. Those were some amazing covers, so this goes very well with that kind of art style. So those will look very good together. So cool cover, happy to have it. Stories, meh. I'll probably read through the whole 6-part miniseries just because it's a continuation of Metal, which is where I came into the whole DC world. But I'm not really a fan of the style. But read it. It was all right. It's that same kind of stuff. It's planning and Batman and twists and turns, and they're kind of all expected, and Batman fighting Batman. So it's not interesting to me, but still read it. Okay, next up I have The Flash number 64. Now this book, I'm not normally a reader of The Flash, not a big fan of The Flash as a character. I tried a couple books early on, but not really my thing. This is part 2 of The Price of Innocence, which started with Batman 64, I think, last week. And I think then it goes to Batman again and then back to The Flash for the next couple weeks. So I got it because it's a continuation of the story. I've been doing that when there's been a crossover story. It's all right. The story it's obviously going in line with Heroes in Crisis and what's going on there. And brings back Gotham Girl, which was, from the early Batman run with the Rebirth universe. And it's been, this story, it's fine. I actually kind of like the play between the Flash and Batman. That's actually a way that I appreciate the Flash more, is when he's interacting with Batman. So it was all right. I'm not really digging the Tom King run. Well, I guess these ones aren't written by Tom King. Even The Price of Innocence number 1 wasn't written by Tom King. So I'm not, and you can tell that it's not. It doesn't dig quite into the character the way that Tom King's Batman has. But still, it's a story that doesn't really fit. It's kind of something that they threw in there to tie in with Heroes in Crisis. Honestly, if you skip it, the next couple, you're probably not going to be out unless you're reading Heroes in Crisis as well. And if that's the case, this kind of fits in with that. It has some ties to Sanctuary, and it just ties into that whole sequence of the story. So I'm not a huge fan, but I read what I read, and I'm going to keep reading it. All right, next up I have Detective Comics 998, and I started picking this up partly to build up to 1000, which I've already ordered the Artgerm cover for that, and I will read Detective Comics 1000. I think that's a cool milestone. But I wanted to know what was going on before I got there, and I've been pretty happy with it. Now I'm kind of coming in the middle of a story, and so there's a lot of things that I don't quite understand. But there's somebody that's going after the people who trained and developed Batman for some reason, and I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the story is, who the people are. If you had a big background, this might make more sense. But I can say that it is written well. It's much more action-oriented. It's much more detective-oriented than the Batman series is right now. So honestly, I like this one. I probably like it more than Tom King's writing. I do like the character development of Tom King, but you need some action thrown in there, and Tom King has not given that. So probably reading both of them together gives a more full picture of what Batman's supposed to be. So it's all right. Not my favorite, but good. It goes well with as a complete picture of who Batman is, and so that part I'm enjoying enough. All right, and then I've got one cover by, and if you went to the shop at all, I'm sure you know what that is. An Artgerm. So this is Wonder Woman number 64. Great Artgerm cover. This is more of what I like from Artgerm. There's, it's a pose, but it's an action pose, and She's all, it's very much the superhero, not just the superhero standing in a pose. It's being heroic, being super. So much more of the kind of Artgerm that I like. The last couple have been more of standing around poses. But whatever, I like this one. Actually, not the last couple. There was just one that I was looking at. Oh, his upcoming Gwen Stacy is very artistic picture. I can't remember which other one I'm thinking of. He's done a lot of really cool stuff, so I can't really get... it's not like I dislike his current style or direction. He's doing a lot of different things. So still a huge Artgerm fan. I do think this is an amazing cover. This is an amazing Wonder Woman. Love this cover. It's going to go obviously in my Artgerm collection, which is only missing one book. So I'm probably going to pick that book up within the next week or two and round up my collection. Then I'll have to decide if I'm going to go back and get some of the odd foil variants or the things that are a little bit harder to come up with. But we'll see. Not in a rush to do those. So that's it for new books this week. I got one book that I missed last week, and that was Green Lantern #4. And I don't know how it slipped. I thought that I had it in my pull list, but apparently I didn't get that on my actual pull list. So Green Lantern #4. I gotta say, I'm actually really enjoying this book. I don't quite know how the Green Lantern Corps all fits together. I'm not well versed on what's going on with the Green Lantern Corps and who all of these people are that are exerting power and everything. But, so first of all, the story's okay. But what is really making this book awesome is the interior art. And I don't know, I'm going to pull it open here, so that's why I'm pulling it away. I don't know if I've told this before, but I was the first Liam Sharp, who does the interior art, the first Liam Sharp that I, look at that. I mean, look at the level of detail and all of the interesting stuff going on. And there's a couple of other pages that are just worth just kind of sinking into. It's just, the interior art is just excellent. And there's, let me see. So I learned who Liam Sharp was, didn't really know who he was, but he did Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman, and I picked that up because I was just reading Batman stories at the time, and the story was okay, but it was like it with Celtic mythology, and it had a lot of interesting stuff. And what I really liked about what Liam Sharp did was just everything he did was meaningful. He's a true artist telling a complex story. So like here, this is just a one-page spread, nothing too interesting. But you know, this detail on the side here, that could have been something plain, but he draws out every little, totem or whatever that's supposed to be. He draws all of these aliens. He just, appreciates them. He draws, exquisite detail on everything there. And it's awesome. So every panel that you look at that he's drawn by hand is a creation. It's creativity, and it's really fantastic. So I'm picking up on Green Lantern. I'm going to keep reading this purely because, the story's all right, but I'm reading it because the art inside is so awesome. So that's the only old book or back issue that I picked up this week, and that was just because I missed it last week. Luckily, it was still available at my shop. I think this was the last one, though. Sometimes he gets a couple more over the next couple of weeks as people come in and pick up their pull lists and either drop them off or don't take them. But I got it. I'm happy. And that's it for the books that I got this week. Obviously, I did my last video last Saturday, so there's only been a few days. I didn't have any mail coming in this week because I've been traveling, so I haven't been buying stuff. But I just want to finish off one more time with a reminder. Power Girl #1 contest entry. The link is right below. Go to the link, leave a comment on that video, the contest video, enter to win. And if you like what I'm doing, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I've got a lot of other ideas that I'm thinking of. I've got a little bit of time in the next couple of weeks before I start traveling again that I've got a few videos that I wanted to do talking about investing, calculating returns, a whole bunch of things that have to do more with what you might do to optimize your collection from a purely financial standpoint. Now, I know that is super boring and has very little to do with the way that most people think about comics. But I think that it's interesting enough that if somebody out there cares, it'll be informative and interesting to kind of look at the numbers and look at what investing in comic books actually means. Because you may say, oh, I'm buying these for retirement or something like that. Well, let's see what the return looks like if that's what you're doing. So if you're, that's something that I want to do just because that's who I am. I think about everything in terms of finances. I'm boring like that. But it's been fun to buy these. It's fun to watch the values swing around both up and down. That's been a lot of fun. It's fun to find really good deals. I just enjoy going through old comic books, seeing what you can get your hands on, seeing if you can get something undervalued, seeing if you can find some arbitrage where something is cheaper in one place than it is in another place, and you can quickly just pick it up, swing it over, get some extra money to fund the hobby in whole. So that's the way that I look at comic books. It's a little bit different than the people who just love the books. I only like a few of them, I'll be honest. I love the hobby, but I'm not a fanboy. I'll abandon anything for any reason, basically. Anyway, too much about me. I'm rambling. Sign up for the contest. Leave me comments. Let me know what you think. If there is something that you would like to know about me or what I think about comic books, ask the questions. I'd be happy to answer, engage, chat. Just let me know. And I hope you have a good week. Hope you enjoyed your new comic book day.